Hi guys, today I have a guest with me. She is the vegan bodybuilder, NPC bikini competitor, spiritual inspired woman. She started her plant-based lifestyle 5 years ago to break in the stereotypes of weak plant-based people. She is NPC bikini competitor, Fatima Rashid. Hi, how are you, girl?
Hi, thank you. And actually, my first name is Fatima.
Nice.
Fatima Rashid. Yeah.
Wow, that's awesome. So how are you doing today? And maybe you can share a little more about your bio. I was trying to my best, but I'm sure everyone who listen want to know, where are you from and what do you do for living?
Sure. So I'm actually a Liberian and Gambian, West African countries. Grew up in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, headquarters of NPC. So to where I'm from, okay. And then as I do for my 9 to 5, I'm actually an IT project manager. So that's a little bit of my background. Did I answer all your questions? I'm trying to make sure.
Yes, of course. Yeah, I'm sorry you have a beautiful things on your hands, but when you shake them, I couldn't hear what you're saying.
Okay, I take my bangles
Yeah,
off.
I love it. It's actually beautiful. For anyone who can only listen us, you can show up on my YouTube and see the video how this beauty look like. And I like those things, but when you shake them, I'm like, what she's saying is really hard. So I don't want to say don't use your hands when you talk, because it's honestly really hard. So maybe just take those amazing bracelets out, because they're gonna mess up your sound.
No problem. So I was saying I'm West African. I'm from Liberia, Gambia, but I grew up in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, NPC headquarters. And by day, I'm an IT project manager.
Oh, wow. Okay. So we are in the vegan booty talks. So obviously I'm gonna ask how long you been vegan?
So I started my vegan journey January 2016.
Okay.
So about 5.5 years now.
Wow. Okay, cool. Have you been vegetarian before that, or you wasn't? So can you explain a little more how you actually get into this?
So I was a straight red meat eater, chicken, fish, like that was my thing. How I got into it, I just started learning more. I started learning more about bodybuilding at the time, or just exercising. And then that's when the whole, eat clean, macros, and I was starting to get into that a little bit. So I started cleaning my diet out, I would say the year prior in 2015. And then I came across, different documents and articles and documentaries about, stuff like forks over knives, that kind of thing. So I was like, let me try vegan. The start of the calendar year, January 2016, let me do a 30-day challenge. And from then I was just like, well, why would I do 30 days of taking these food out of my body and then put it back in? So from there, it's went cold turkey. So it was also more of a physical fitness and spiritual decision that I made for myself. It just clicked with me. And I remember going vegan after about the first, I would say, month or so. I knew it was for me. My body just felt different. I felt lighter. My moods were better. Physically, the weight, I didn't realize how I felt weighed down with different foods. And it wasn't just the meat eat too. I cleaned up a lot. Like I cut out bread, rice, the whole kind of thing, like all the heavy, simple carbs and more of the complex carbs like quinoa, I put into my diet. So.
Wow, that's incredible. Let me just tell you that, because a lot of people go slow by slow, but you went completely from American standard diet to wow. So it's so good. So I am proud of your experience. And then to anyone who listen out there, I just want to explain a little bit more how you step by step actually did that. Because let's say, right, someone is out there listening to us, have a standard American diet, and want to try to be vegan. What is the first steps you did in your journey, right? Step by step.
Right. So when I say it was more of a spiritual choice for me, started learning more about how you know, different abilities people can have, and certain foods can just trap those kind of things. Not everybody, it's not everyone's journey. So that was one of my choices. However, what helped me guide my vegan diet, there was, he passed away now, but Dr. Sebi, and you may have heard of him before. He had this whole nutritional guideline. So that's what helped me. He had a whole list of foods of more of the alkaline diet. He promoted the alkaline diet way of eating. So that's what I ate from. If anything that was on that list, those are the list of foods I ate. So I literally had to learn how to eat all over again, per se. The good thing, a lot of the food, like I said, I'm Liberian Gambian, so our dishes were easy to make because we don't really cook too much dairy. We just put the meat inside the food. We just eat a lot of rice. However, I was also Googling recipes. Pinterest became a best friend, you know, just trying to find different ways. Like, I realized how limited my diet was before being vegan. Like, I were introduced to more vegetables and plants, you know, that are more, and stuff I would never even think of eating. And it was always there. But so that's what helped me, following like nutrition guidelines like that, constantly researching. I was also reading a lot of books about fasting and detoxing the body. So just you really do have to do your own research. You can't just depend on it being given to you. You have to go out there and see what works for you, and what recipes and nutrition guidelines that can help assist.
Amazing. Thank you so much for sharing this. I'm so happy to hear all of this, and I know it's going to be helpful for anyone who listen out there. So thank you. And you said Alkaline Diet by Dr. Sebi, right?
Yes.
So let me ask you a little more what this actually means. I'm a nutritionist, but I never heard about that.
Yeah. So his way of what he promotes was a lot more towards healing. So people who had different ailments, even if it was like a long-term illness, you go through a detox process, and that nutrition guideline is what helped get back to their body to a healthier state. Now, I'm no longer following the whole 100% alkaline diet. I do feel like there should be a balance of the alkaline and acid food. Just make sure it's balanced. You know, not too much of anything can be too much. So, especially with bodybuilding and the meal plans, you can't just eat all alkaline food. There are going to be certain foods that will be more acidic than alkaline.
Interesting. Okay. So now I want to know, like, how and when you start compete. So you went vegan and then you start, or it happened hand by hand? Can you tell us for your first competition experience?
Sure. So honestly, I did not want to compete.
Okay.
I started working out with trainers back in June 2019. But it just so happened that the trainers I work with, they were competitors, a classic physique and a figure, and the figure woman, she's IFBB pro, and the gym I work out in is nothing but competitor. So everyone was always asking me, like, you have the good frame for bikini, why don't you do bikini? And I'm like, you guys are crazy. I'm not doing that. What do you mean? I'm not competing. I just want to look good. I just want to be sexy. Like, that's all I'm here for. And then finally, I went to one of my trainers at the time competition, and then I got the bug. I don't know why and how, but I realized it wasn't what the stereotypes I thought it was. You know, I showed for myself. I felt like the women there looked really good. I'm just like, okay, they don't look like I thought they would look. They actually look really good. So that's when I told my trainers coming back, I said, okay, I think I'm ready to do a show now. But I originally wanted to do wellness because I didn't think I could get small down to be a bikini. And they were like, well, you know, you have to put on a lot of muscle size and you're vegan, so I don't know how you're going to do that at the time. And I was like, no, I want to do wellness. But then fast forward to March of last year, I met my now trainer, and after having a consultation, he was just like, you know how much muscle mass you're going to have to put on for wellness. We're going to have to put on a lot of weight. And I was already coming from a point where I'm trying to dial down from being weight. I'm saying, no, never mind. I don't want to put no more weight. I'll just do bikini. So I did my first competition. We were in prep. Now, mind you, this is right before COVID and pandemic hit. I started training with my coach at the time for 2 weeks in the gym, and then the gym shut down.
My God.
So literally, most of my prep was at home. Me and my teammates would meet up at backyards with dumbbells or whatever weight equipment, or we'll go to another house that had more gym equipment. Then there were also like small gyms that weren't technically a full gym that were opening their doors to people to work out. And then finally in June, the gyms finally opened back up. So it was a good portion where I still have to make sure I was dialing down, keeping up with my prep at home. Everything was at home. I would just FaceTime my coach, or sometimes we'll meet up. So I finally hit the stage August 2020. That was my first show. Yep. And then since then I did 5 shows. I did one regional show last year and 2 national shows. And then this year, to start my season off, I did one more regional show, and then I just did my last national show.
Wow. So how was your first show? What place did you got? This is always interesting to know.
Yeah. So my first show, I won my class. That was good.
Wow, on your first show. Wow.
Yeah. You know what's crazy though? My first show, like we were like such in awe, like, oh, I did good. I was so excited to get on the stage. And then while I was backstage, I would like walk away too far. I kept missing my number. So I feel like that kind of interfered with my placing with my other classes, my other novice classes. But I placed fourth in my 2 of my novice classes. But I won my class. Yeah.
Wow. So how did you feel? Like, did you feel like this is something you want to do?
Yeah, like after I did my first show, I was just like, I was in, like, I'm just like, I want to keep going. I want to go get my pro card. I just want to keep getting better and better at it. Like it became addicting. It became addicting, but I like about this whole sport is that it will show your strengths. It will show your weaknesses and things that you didn't even know about yourself. You discover yourself really a lot about yourself while competing. And that's what I love about it. And I used to not understand every time when competitors were, they'll just be happy about competing, even if they didn't win first place. And they're just like, I'm just so happy at what I did. And now that I'm putting in the work behind, it takes a lot to get on stage. Yeah. And so you're just appreciate all the work that you've done and that you even was able to get up on stage. Not everybody was able to do that, especially last year during pandemic. That was an accomplishment in itself as well. So yeah, after my first,
you did amazing.
Thank you.
To be able to prep for a show for the first time during the pandemic, this is crazy, girl. I say it's amazing results. And what clicked in you? What did you like about your first experience that you keep going?
I think it's for one thing, it's always wanting to improve on myself. Like I went up, even though I worked hard and I saw it, I was like, okay, I know I can do better. I can always bring better. 2, I just like the experience. I used to model, I used to dance, so I'm used to the stage. I like being on stage, to be honest. I like the glam part of it, and that's now why I have my whole glam company now. And so I just like that whole aspect of it, the whole experience of it.
Wow, yeah, I feel the girl. Let me back up a little. You have your glam company now?
Yes.
Wow. So let me ask you about this then. Can you let us know why and how is that happen?
So it's called The Polished Touch, and how that came about was after last year at my second national show. As you know, there are other glam companies out there, and it seemed like I wasn't getting the look I really wanted to. In that last show, as bikini, the competitors, we're judged on everything, the full package, not just your physique, but is your makeup, hair, suit, does all that tie in? And that was like my worst look on stage when it came to the glam. So, and I was just like, this will never happen again. And to ensure that never happen again, I'm gonna do what I know best. And being a stylist is something I've always had a passion for. So I started my whole glam company offering hair and makeup service and also bikini suit selection. So it's basically helping competitors hit the stage ready and polished. And we just take the burden off of competitors. You don't have to think about it, you know, what suit color, what works best for you. I put together the hair look and everything, makeup. So.
Wow, that's incredible. We need that. We need more of this, you know. This is so much stressful to think about what type of
It is.
like what color of my makeup gonna suit with my suit. What so this is amazing. Congrats on your business. I think we need that. And I don't even heard about this type of services out there. You usually have only like something one, you know. So it's good. It's
Well, yeah.
I got.
Yeah, and I'm.
Did you hear me?
You broke up a little bit. Just.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on. Do you hear me now?
I hear you now.
Yeah, so I'm saying like we don't even have this in a business. I think we only have something one. So people do hair or makeup. I don't heard about this full package. This is
the full package. Yep.
Yep,
that's exactly what I want to cater to. Just taking that burden and stress off. Like you work so hard, just making sure you're disciplined, you're in the gym. You don't have time most of the time. So yeah. And one thing is that it's not about, a lot of times I like to help competitors, and this is from my experience. It's not all about what you like, but it's also what is best for the judges to see you and their preference so they can be able to judge you at their best.
Yeah, exactly. So with your trainer, do you use blockers or you use meal plans?
For myself, both. So we do have an in-house nutritionist on my team, and so she gives us our detailed meal plan, but we also have our macros as well.
Okay, so you kind of switch between, or how does that work?
I'm sorry,
do you guys switch in between, or how does that work?
Oh no, when I say we have our macros, like I know what my macros are, but it's a detailed meal plan. But no, we don't switch off and on now. So it's best for me. For me, I prefer the detailed meal plan.
So you're vegan. So as your trainer or nutritionist was kind of like disappointed about that?
Yeah, I wouldn't say they're disappointed, but it's not the popular method. Let me say that. And it's just like, okay, it's going to be, I mean, with any client and nutritionist, it's always going to be like a call of, you have to see what works. But it's definitely, and I'm carb sensitive on top of that.
Oh my God. Yeah, that's
carb. It's like a double whammy. So yeah, it just took some time of us knowing what works best for my body. That's
okay, cool. So I asked you a question before we kind of met about what is your favorite proteins, and you said here it's any pea proteins, right?
Yeah.
Like, can you explain a little bit? Because a lot of people don't even know what does a pea protein mean and why you like these particular ones.
So that's just what works for my body. That's the one that works best for my body, that doesn't have too much bloating or just causing any too much complications. So even my protein powder is pea protein based, few ingredients. I also eat pea crumbles as well, or I'll have like a Beyond meat as my protein as well.
Beyond meat, like sausages or burgers? What is that?
All of them. Not all of them. Just whatever fits the macros at that time. Yeah.
Okay, got you. So what is your plans? When is your next show?
Right now we're not announcing the next show, but we're definitely working towards getting that pro card this year. That is the main goal. Like that is all I want right now, is to be at that IFBB pro to my name and work up to that next level, get on the pro stage. Okay,
why is that so much important for you?
Why is that so much important to me?
Yeah.
It's important to me because one, One of my whys of being a vegan bikini competitor is to show that it can be done. I'm not saying I'm the only one. I know there's others out there, but it's just something that I feel like representation is everything. Just being allowed to show that we are out here, we can do it. Don't feel discouraged. A lot of people coming up into it are just like, well, can you really do it? Like people see me, they're like, wow, your body looks like that and you're vegan. Like I didn't think. And some people that are not vegan are actually thinking about switching over, but they're not sure if it will work, will they lose their gains? So just to show and be that representative that not only can we do it, but we can do it well and we can be a top competitor as well.
Yes, love it. I love it. Yes, I agree with you. And this is the deep reason why you compete?
It is one of the whys, yes. It's definitely one of the whys. And I also like to do it because I feel like in this industry, it's not too much of women of color in it. And again, representation counts. And I myself didn't think it was something popular in our community, but it actually, and it's good for us. Like, I don't want people to feel like, oh, it's not for, it's for everyone. It is for everyone. So I love just being, again, just representation. That's all. That is another why. And just always working on self. I had my own body goals. Another reason that I have my own body goals, but now it's just like, now I'm taking it to another level. Like never set yourself at a limit. The sky is the limit. You can do it all. You can go as far as you desire to.
Amen. That's good. Yes, I totally agree with you. And you kind of mentioned something that I'm gonna ask you next. So it's a juicy question. Have you heard about term white veganism? And then have you felt that so many vegans is white and almost none black?
Yep. I've definitely heard that term. I think a lot of times when I hear that term, it may refer to like certain food, like, oh, that's some white vegan food or something. And that is another thing, like, again, representation counts, like, and even close friends or, teammates will be like, what is vegan food like? Guys, it's the same food you've been eating, you just took out the meat. That's, you know? Yeah. So yes, I am familiar with the white veganism. And then again, I think people just need to be bringing more awareness to it. That's all it is. It's not popular. So yeah, I am familiar with that term.
Yeah, but someone is out there, maybe not. Could you explain from your Black perspective? Because if I'm going to talk about that, that's going to be stupid. So could you explain what does that mean for you guys and how you deal with that?
Like I said, most of the time when I hear white veganism, what it means to me is just like what certain foods, like, just for example, if we were there to say like butternut squash pasta, oh, that's a white vegan food, or you know, that kind of thing. But so more so relates to the kind of food, like rabbit food, that's white veganism, but more so the Black vegan food will be more like soul food, just veganized. So that's what that normally means to me, just referring to the food type or whatever is being eaten at that time.
Okay. Have you ever felt like anyone in your family and your friends when you went vegan was like, oh, it's a white thing to do, why you do that or something?
Have I? They definitely told me I was crazy. They definitely told me I was crazy. Maybe I probably heard that probably earlier on, like that's some white people stuff to do, or that's some white people shit to do. But yeah, but again, that's why I went so hard on learning and studying, because I'm just like, it's not just for a race, like it's for certain people body types. Like I don't even preach veganism on everyone. It's not, I don't think it's for everyone's journey in their life. However, it is for your body type if you want to live a certain lifestyle or healthy lifestyle. So it's not for a race of people, guys. They just knew something and we're not aware of it. That's all.
Absolutely agree with you. I'm so happy we talk about that. And honestly, because I don't like that when people compare veganism with racist problem, you know, it's totally different things. And it's a lot of out there information about that. So I'm happy we talk about this. So
Right. And even like a lot of ancient cultures
yeah.
ate like that and they weren't white. So.
Yeah. Yeah, and if you're gonna look in the history of veganism, you can actually see that not white people was first people who actually start eat as a vegans. It was actually more like a Indian and Black people. So it's like so absolutely not in point. The other hand is the problem as veganism is more likely represented if we're gonna look at commercials and in TV, that's the problem, right? The people represented vegans as the white skinny girls who do yoga classes or something, right?
Yeah. Yeah. And so that's another thing. And that is another thing. Before I even started my glam company, I just had like my Instagram page is called The Polished Plan. And it's because, again, to break the stereotypes that vegans are skinny, you know, all vegans do just walk around and hug trees, you know, the whole granola, you know, kind of stereotype and scrawny, malnourished. You can't build muscle on a vegan diet. And that's another why to show that you can still build muscle and look healthy and full on a vegan diet. So yeah.
So happy about you. We need more like that out there in the, you know, social media. And before I let you go, I have a couple things when I always ask my guests. So I have one question that I ask everyone, and it's a hard one. I'm so sorry. But what you gonna do if that's gonna be the last day on this earth for you?
I think I'll spend time with my loved ones.
Wow, that's
that is I watched a few interviews and I was thinking, I was like, what would I do? I think the only thing I can think of was just spend time with my loved ones and just hug them and hold them tight. Like if I knew that was it, I would just love them as much as I can. That's it. That's all I can think of. Just spend time with my loved ones.
Awesome. That's good. And I have a kind of game I play in the end. So I'm gonna say a couple things and you have to choose one. Are you ready?
Okay. Yes.
Coffee or tea?
Tea.
Black or purple?
Black.
Gym or outdoor?
Gym.
Okay. Beach or mountains?
Beach.
Juice or smoothie?
What's that one?
Juice or smoothie?
Smoothie.
Wine or water?
Water.
Chocolate or sweet cream?
Chocolate.
Kiss or hug?
Oh, kiss.
Love or sex?
Love, because sex comes with love.
Yes, agree. Yes, sex comes with love, and that's the great end in this game. I love it. Thank you so much. So before
You're welcome.
go, I want to say thank you so much for showing up today and spending your time with us. Can you tell where are my followers and anyone who listen out there can find you and your company?
Sure. So I'm all on Instagram. You can find my personal page, just spelled out The Polished Plants. Also the glam company, you can find The Polished Touch, and that's with 2 Ds and on Polished on Instagram as well. And yep, that's where you can find me. Awesome. And I appreciate so much you reaching out to me and having me on your podcast. I was so amazed and surprised that I was even reached out to, but I appreciate it so much.
Yes, because we need more like you. I'm inspired by you. You're Black, you vegan athlete, and you're just starting up your career so successful, and you look amazing, girl. So I am finger crossed you're gonna get your pro card soon. It's just the time, just the time.
Yes. Yep. Thank you so much.
Thank you. I wish you have an amazing day, and I hope to see you in Hawaii one day. Why not, right?
Yes, right? They need to bring a show out there.
Yes, yes, for sure. Okay, I'll see you soon. Bye bye.
Thank you.